My name is Pauline. Today I would like to share my personal testimony with you. That is my healing from lung cancer. In 2008, I developed a cough. I went to see Western doctors and Chinese doctor, but the cough just doesn't go away. So in the end, my friend come family doctor, Dr. Lee, suggested that I go and do an X-ray. The X-ray report shows that there's a 5 cm mass in my right lung. Dr. Lim was quite concerned about it, and she told me to admit myself to the hospital to get a biopsy done as soon as possible. The biopsy report stated that the 5 cm mass is a malignant tumor, and it diagnosed me as having 3rd stage lung cancer. The lung specialist who did the biopsy quietly told my sister that I have only 1 year to live. Everybody in my family was shocked. However, my good friend Joanne told me that this 1% of survival is 100% to God. Just focus on this 1%. And which I did. I just focused on this 1% of survival, and I also prayed to God, for healing. So when I prayed, I saw a vision that God put His hand inside my right lung and took out the tumor, and I believe that God will heal me. God also gave me Psalms 121 to encourage me. What does Psalms 121 says? It says, I lift up my eyes to the mountain. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, He who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord watches over you. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from all harm. The Lord will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore. I went through 3 cycles of chemotherapy and 33 days of radiotherapy. I lost a lot of weight. Somehow the radiotherapy especially, burned my food pipe, which causes great pain, when I swallow food inside. I literally took 1 hour to drink a cup of milk. That shows how pain it was. So after my whole treatment, my chemotherapy treatment and radiotherapy treatment, I rested. While resting, to wait for the medical review, my oncologist, Dr. Tay, reminded me that I still owe him 1 more cycle of chemotherapy, because the full course of the chemotherapy is actually 4 cycles. I only went for 3 cycles. When I heard it, I was quite depressed. I prayed to God, God, you look at me, I'm already half dead. If I go for another chemotherapy, I'm not sure whether I can make it or not. And I heard God spoke to me. This is the exact word that God spoke to me. Pauline, your 4th chemo is redundant because you are healed already. Wow, when I heard it, I was so happy, and I told everyone, my church mate, my cell sister, told them that, God said that I do not need to go for the 4th chemo. But my friend Weiling wisely told me that I should not be the one to decide that I do not need to go for 4th chemo. My oncologist, Dr. Tay, should be the one to decide. So I quickly went back to God and prayed to God and asked God, please remind Dr. Tay that I do not need to go for the 4th chemo. So when the day of the medical review come, the moment I stepped inside his office, he looked at my eyes and just said, Pauline, your result is so fantastic. You do not need to go for the 4th chemo. Hallelujah. It took me 6 months to recover from my whole treatment and recover lung cancer. The report shows that I do not have any more cancer cells in my body. Throughout the 6 months, I saw God's hands in my life. Prior to me, being diagnosed with cancer, I was onto a new job. I barely worked with company for 3 months. And when I, revealed the news to my boss and told her that, I may have to take leave of absence because I need to go for my treatment, she quickly confirmed me to a permanent employee instead of terminating my service, so that I could receive the company medical benefit, which is an insurance benefit. Not only that, she even appealed to my managing director of the company to ask for special benefits for me, that is, for the company to pay me, full pay during my leave of absence. And the managing director actually approved it. So I worked with the company for 3 months. I was on leave of absence for 6 months, and I was fully paid for that 6 months. And not only that, my relative, my friends, they just blessed me with, sums of money, so that I could quickly go and see private oncologist instead of an oncologist in the government hospital, so that I can get my treatment done as soon as possible. And then even people that I do not know will just come knocking on my door and wanted to pray for me. A pastor whom I did not know, would just come on my come to me and then want to pray for me. And my sister friend, she brought her expensive fruit blender, just to come to my house to blend fruit juice for me. She even lent me her fruit blender so that my sister can blend fruit juice for me. My close friend, they come and pray for me every single week without fail. They pray for me, they cheer me on. I receive a lot of love and care, from the doctors, from the nurses, from my family members. I receive a lot. I can see God, provision, His love, His favor upon me during, this time. And recently, a doctor friend of mine, told me that he told me that it's very rare, for a cancer patient to fully recover without going through an operation, because due to the size, of my tumor, which is quite big. He told me that it's a miracle, and I know that I'm a walking miracle. So I hope that this testimony that I shared will bring, encouragement and hope to you, especially to those facing difficult challenges and those suffering illnesses. Be blessed. God loves you. Thank you. Bye.